Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Intuitive Art Mediums. Thank you so much for being here for your Beltane and Flower Full Moon Pick a Card Tarot reading. Beltane occurs on May 1st, along with the Scorpio full moon, also known as the flower moon. I also think that it's worth mentioning that Mercury will be conjuncting with Chiron. So that has a lot to do with communications about your self-care, taking care of yourself. But we also have Mercury that will be visiting Mars, Neptune, and Saturn, which are all in Aries as well. And I feel like that there's going to be messages on what you can do to take action upon your dreams. And Saturn is there to help bring in boundaries and discipline, as well as organizing, so that you can make your dreams come true or take action on your dreams. Okay, the oracle decks that I will be using, since this is going to be a very powerful Beltane with that Scorpio full moon. I will be using the Seasons of the Witch, the Beltane Oracle, the Moonology Messages Oracle, the Queen of the Sun Oracle, as well as the Witching Hour, and the Intuitive Whispers Oracle. I just received this deck today, so I'm excited to use that deck. And I feel like that it's very applicable for this reading. Scorpio is about the intuition. And another thing about Beltane is that, like Halloween, it is when the veils between the worlds are the thinnest. So we are going to be able to receive those intuitive messages from the other side, from our spirit guides and our ancestors much more easily. So we have 3 piles to choose from. This is pile 1 with the black tourmaline and the selenite pyramid. And then pile 2, we have the citrine pyramid. And pile 3, we have the aquamarine pyramid. Take your time in choosing your pile. You may be drawn to more than one pile, and that's your intuition letting you know that there's a message for you in that pile as well. Please keep in mind that these are general tarot readings, so only go with the messages that resonate with you. I'll begin with pile 1. There'll be timestamps down below for the other readings, and I will meet you at your reading. Hello, pile 1. If you were drawn to the selenite with the black tourmaline organite pyramid, welcome to your reading. We're going to begin your reading with the oracle cards, and then we'll dive deeper into your reading with the tarot, as well as some more oracle cards. So your Beltane card, we have number 28, Oracle. Spirits of other worlds, tell me tales of the unknown. Tell me tales of the forbidden. So I do feel like that your spirit guides are going to be communicating with you between the thinning of these veils. And you're going to be really receptive to those messages. From the Intuitive Whispers, we have number 25, Intuitive Journaling. So I feel like that this is encouraging you to journal those messages, because there may be messages that will apply later on through the season. Next, with the Witching Hour, we have Forest with number 8 and seeing the bigger picture. And then with the Queen of the Sun, we have Litha with number 31 and Vitality. And Litha happens to be the summer solstice, which will be the following pagan holiday when we welcome in summer and the longest day of the year. And then your moon message, we have Moon Maybe, Intuition. Okay, this reading feels like it's going to be a very powerful, intuitive day for you. We have the Oracle. You may want to use some Oracle cards to help receive your messages, guide the messages that you're going to be receiving from your spirit guides, ancestors, source, and you may want to journal those readings. And I do feel like that those intuitive messages, because you're very open intuitively and in seeing the bigger picture. And with seeing the bigger picture, I feel like that your inspiration is going to be ignited. You're going to be very energetic, as well as revitalized at this time. So let's dive deeper into your reading with the tarot. I am using the Witch's Tarot. And we begin with the moon. How appropriate with that Scorpio full moon, flower moon occurring on Beltane. So I really do feel like that you're going to be in tune with the moon at this time. Next, we have the Fool. Maybe some of you are going to be beginning a new journey. You're being asked to take that leap of faith and trusting the messages that you're going to be receiving. Next, we have the Page of Cups. This is a very creative energy. So maybe for those of you that are starting creative projects, or maybe you just have a lot of creative ideas, you're very inspired at this time. So you're being encouraged to maybe journal those ideas so that you don't lose them as you work on different projects. Next, we have Karma. This is the Judgment card. This is a rebirth. So maybe for some of you, you're pulling out a project that hasn't been completed at this time, and you're going to be inspired to get that done. And that's going to create this momentum for more creativity for you. Next, we have 10 of Swords. Okay, so to me, this is a confirmation of finishing off a project, because this is an ending, but there's also a blessing in disguise here. We have an owl up here, so to me, that is wisdom. And that is, I feel like that because you're finishing off this project that you have that's been sitting, and maybe you've had like a creative block in finishing that, and now you're inspired to finish that off, and that's going to clear that off your creative palette, and you're going to be inspired for some new beginnings, because there is transformation here. And there is a new beginning here. And the full moon also represents completion. So I really do feel like that you're completing something so that you can start something new. Let's use the Everyday Witch cards for the confirmation. Okay, on the moon, we have the Four of Swords. Okay, this is a card of rest, recovery, recuperation, also meditation, being open to receiving, tuning in to the new messages that you are going to be receiving from Spirit. And if you notice, we also have a crescent moon, a new crescent moon here, a waxing moon. Okay, on the Fool, we have the Four of Cups. So here is someone who's kind of frustrated, and then you are receiving a cup to complete something. And as I said before, I do feel like that you're going to be inspired to complete an old project that you want to finish up, and then you're going to be inspired to doing more creative work. But you've just been having some frustration with a project or getting started on something. On the Page of Cups, we have the Queen of Wands. She is about taking chances, taking that risk, not caring what other people think of her. She does what's right for herself. So pay attention to your intuition and seeing the bigger picture and taking a chance on your own creativity. On the Karma or Judgment card, we have the Queen of Pentacles, resources. So I do feel like that karma is bringing to you the resources that you need. These can also be connections with your community, maybe connections in that have to do with your creativity or your intuition, maybe getting involved with a psychic fair or an art gallery or art showing. I know where I live, there are many restaurants, even the library um, in town will show local artists' artwork. And that's a good resource for getting your work out there. On the Ten of Swords, we have the World, recognition. Okay, this is you shedding that skin, coming out of that old skin and getting recognition for your work. So I do feel like that you just gotta, you're resting up because you feel like that something big is stirring within you, and it's going to take a great deal of energy. I mean, we're in springtime energy in the northern hemisphere, and this could be you preparing to complete that artwork, or maybe just reorganizing and clearing your workspace and getting started on a new creative project. But with this Four of Cups, I do feel like that, and this Ten of Swords, I do feel like that you're wanting to complete something that you've been stuck on, and now you're inspired to finish it, and that's going to get those creative juices flowing for you again. So let's get some everyday spell cards here for you, because it's always fun to do magic. And with Beltane coinciding with the Scorpio full moon, the flower moon, I feel like that you're blooming, and it's a great time for manifesting. So let's get you some magic cards. Okay, this one wanted to come out, obviously. We have manifestation. So I do feel like that you are going to be manifesting. And here we have the witch's ladder. Knot your intentions into a string for long-lasting power. Take a strand of yarn, ribbon, or twine and make 9 knots at regular intervals, focusing on your intentions. Add a knot for each line of the poem. By knot of 1, the spell's begun. By knot of 2, the magic comes true. By knot of 3, so shall it be. By knot of 4, this power is stored. By knot of 5, my will shall drive. By knot of 6, this spell I fix. By knot of 7, the future I leaven. By knot of 8, will be my fate. By knot of 9, what's done is mine. Okay, I love this card for you. Okay, next we have divination. Consult the crows. Count crows to answer simple questions. 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for a girl, 4 for a boy, 5 for silver, 6 for gold, 7 for a secret ne'er be told, a secret never to be told. This is a traditional divination method, and although the rhyme has had many variations over time, the original was first recorded in 16th century Britain. Try writing your own to fit the patterns and themes of your life, and make friends with the crows because they have generational memories. And if you are good and kind to them, they will remember you for generations. And then we have attraction. Okay, like attracts like. Attract prosperity into your life. Keep a jar for your loose coins and small bills. Every time you add to it, say, with this, I add to my abundance. Abundance flows to me. For an extra boost, decorate the jar with green or gold paint, stickers, or ribbons. I myself have a green money dish that I just put all my spare change and loose bills on and build my abundance that way. But do what feels right for you. And finally, let's get some secrets from the witch. Okay, this card flipped over, Brigid's brightness. The witch has made an offering to goddess Brigid on your behalf. Let the fresh green energy of Brigid arise within you. Feel yourself and your world bloom and grow. And I feel like that is very fitting with this reading of your intuition, of your creativity. I feel like that many of you, your creativity is a way for you to channel your intuition. So let's get you a couple more cards. And we have a witch alone. Solitary witches enjoy freedom and independence. And to me, that is speaking of this Queen's of Wands as well as the Fool, because neither of them care about what other people think of them. He's starting the journey. He knows that the world that we have ending your tarot here is going to provide everything they need along their journey. We also have the Four of Swords, where you are in solitary meditation. So solitary witches enjoy freedom and independence. They work at their own pace in alignment with their own desires. Today, the witch sends you the inner strength, stillness, wisdom, and liberty to stand alone. And I feel like that is a great card that confirms your whole reading here. And finally, we have Bewitched. A witch now releases you from any ill wishing. She sprinkles sage beneath your pillow. Think of what you wish to release before you go to sleep. All will be well in one lunar cycle. And with that 10 of swords, this is the ending of all ill wishing. And we do have the full moon in Scorpio with this Beltane. And on this karma card, we have what looks like an eclipse. And we also have here with the meditation card, the new waxing moon. So I do feel like that there is this full cycle, lunar cycle, and maybe with your intuitive journal, it would be a good time for you to journal during that whole lunar cycle to really hone in on your intuition, which I feel is going to ignite your vitality because we will be coming into midsummer, the summer solstice, around the time of this next lunar cycle with that next full moon. So I'm going to end your reading here. And I hope that this resonated with you. Well, actually, because this will be May, June, yeah, it will be a lunar cycle about that. So, yes, I hope that this reading was very inspiring for you, helpful. And until next time, take care and blessed be, my friends. Hello, Pile 2. If you were drawn to the citrine organite pyramid, welcome to your reading. We're going to begin your reading with your oracle cards, and then we'll dive deeper into the reading with the tarot and some more oracle cards. So we begin with number 17 and Hathor with joy. So I do feel like joy is going to be very important during this time. Next, we have the day moon with love. And love, of course, brings us lots of joy. In your Beltane card, we have surrender with 41. There's nothing more blissful than the act of letting go, of setting yourself free of all that doesn't serve you. And do this with love and joy because you are setting yourself free. And then with the witching hour, we have 36, bathing in the river, self-care. So this could be a way for you to surrender and letting go of all that no longer serves you and let the water just flow and clear you, cleanse you. This, of course, can be done in a ritual bath. It still might be a little chilly for some of you to go actually immerse yourself into the river, but if you can and you have a safe space in a river to do so, even just putting your feet in will help cleanse and detox where you walk in your life. So that is a great way for cleansing as well as taking care of yourself. And then with the whispers of intuition, we have number 29, the precious present moment. By being here now, you are surrendering to the present moment. And especially when it comes to self-care, being mindful, being in the moment can really help you to embrace the love and joy of taking care of yourself. And I feel like that your reading is going to be about taking care of yourself. And keep in mind, we do have Mercury that's going to be conjuncting with Chiron, which is the asteroid of taking care of yourself. And I feel like Mercury is going to be bringing you messages of love and joy and what it is that you need to release as Mercury is going to cross over Mars, how you can take action, Neptune, embracing your dreams, letting your dreams guide you. And then Mercury will also cross over Saturn, which will help you to organize and discipline your actions. So let's dive deeper into this reading with the tarot. I'm using the Witch's Tarot for this reading. And we have for you the Chariot. Okay, this is starting a journey, uh, starting anew, going someplace, going on a journey. This card also is about success, self mastery. As you know, he has to have self mastery in order to master the yin and yang of the horses that are carrying him, pulling his chariot. He has the stars above him so that he can navigate by the stars as well as the moon. Next, we have the Seven of Pentacles, contemplating. Okay, is this worth your effort? You have to put in the work. That to me is speaking of that Saturn energy, and also Mars and Mercury, because Mercury is the messenger. Mars is about taking action, and Neptune is about that dreaming contemplation, along with Saturn. Is this worth your effort and work and bringing what you started to fruition? Next, we have the Ace of Swords. This brings you to focusing on what matters. This is bringing your ideas together into one focus. And we also have the hawk there, which is bringing in messages from ancestors and spirit. It could also be prayers being answered as well. Next, we have the Four of Swords. This is a card, again, of contemplation, meditation, giving yourself a break, resting. And I feel like that goes nicely with that Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like that here you're being asked, not even though you're very driven here with the Chariot, you're being asked to give yourself breaks so that you can refocus on what it is that you're working on, so that you can remain present in the precious moment and knowing what it is you need to surrender. Because with the Seven of Pentacles, this could also be, this is also the card of what's ready and ripe for the picking, and you pick those so that new growth can occur. It's also about what do you need to prune? What do you need to cut away? What are you surrendering to allow new growth and rejuvenation? And then we have karma, which is the judgment card, rebirth, new growth. So I do feel like that this feels like a garden to me in many ways. And it's about nurturing your life as a garden. You know, taking, you know, life is a journey. There are times where we have to pause to know, is this worth my effort, or is it time for me to let it go? And then you can refocus your energies, but also giving yourself a break to recover and recuperate your energies. And while you're in that restful state, you're also thinking about what it is you need to let go for this rebirthing. Let's get some clarifying cards on here for you with the Everyday Witch. And on the Chariot, we have for you the Page of Wands. This is nice because the Page of Wands is the beginning of a journey. And he's an adventurer. And I feel like that if you look at your journey as an adventure, it can be more joyful, and you're going to find uh, companions along your way. Here we have a salamander, which represents the fire element of the wands, but we also have the orange cat, which is also a great companion along your pathway. Okay, so and then on the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Chariot. So again, I do feel like that's like give yourself rest, and then you'll know which way to go. Check in with yourself to know where you want to go on your journey. Is this worth your effort? Which way is the better way for you to go? Because here we have this way or that way. And maybe you're learning new things and you're deciding which way to go. On the Ace of Swords, we have the Five of Cups. Letting go. This goes nicely with that surrender card. Letting go of your sorrow so that you're not bringing your sorrow into this celebration, because here we have a picnic table with two other cups that are waiting for you. And I feel like that letting this go into whether it's the river or the lake, because we do have this bathing in the river and self-care. And if you feel like you need to let something go emotionally, and or there's emotional connections to it, but it's not serving you, you honor that letting go along with the grief that it causes you to let that go. And then with the Four of Swords, we have the Tower. Okay, this is bringing you to the foundations. The Tower can be dramatic, yes, but it's also knocking down what was built on a faulty foundation. And with this Four of Swords and the Tower on top of that, I feel like that this gives you that opportunity to look at where the faulty foundation was at, so that when you rebuild, you can rebuild on a better foundation. And I do feel like that goes very nicely with the Mercury that's going to be crossing over uh, the Mars, Neptune, and Saturn energies. Okay, and then on the Tower card, we have the Empress. This is beautiful, especially after that Tower card and on the Four of Swords, because now you've contemplated, you've rested, you've let go of the sorrow, and now you are ready to have a fruitful new beginning. Okay, let's get you some magical spell cards with this Scorpio full moon, the flower moon. See what's manifesting with this Beltane energies. And Beltane is the time of fertility. It is when, in the pagan myth, it is when the goddess becomes impregnated, which is beautiful with this Empress card, because here we have a pregnant Empress. She's become impregnated by the god. So we have for you cleanse, and here we have bathing in the river and surrender, as well as that Five of Cups. Wave goodbye to restless night. Prepare your bed for a restful night's sleep by cleansing it of negative energy. When we can't sleep, tossing and turning, this energy can sink into our bedding and carry it into the next night. Banish restless energy for a better night's sleep. And here we have that Four of Swords and that Tower card. And I do feel like it's kind of speaking to that restlessness and not being able to sleep well. So, banish restless energy for a better night's sleep by meditating or cleansing light while you make the bed or misting the pillows with some lavender water. Next, we have banish. Okay, so after you cleanse, you're going to banish those negative energies. And here we have curse breaking citrus. Maybe it's an enemy's curse. Maybe it's just bad energy clinging to you like old gum on your shoe, but you still want to get rid of it. Cut a lemon in two and sprinkle sea salt on each half. Take one half of the lemon and move it around your body, imagining a drawing the curse out of you. Repeat with the other half. Dispose of the lemon and the bad energy with it. And this can also be utilized with the bathing in the river or doing that ritual bath. You know, rub that lemon on yourself and then go take a bath because you already have that sea salt on the lemon. And if you want, you can add some lemon slices. I would use fresh lemon slices because you want to toss out the lemons that you rubbed on your body with that sea salt, and then put fresh lemon or maybe some lime and oranges, or maybe all three, to have that cleansing citrus bath for that self-care. And then we have resourcefulness. So after you cleanse and banish, you're open to the resourcefulness. Weekday wisdom. So weekday wisdom we have: amplify any spell by performing it on the day of the week that is best suited to your intention. Sundays are best for creativity, hope, and victory. Mondays are for dream magic, healing, and memory. And lemon is very good for memories. Tuesdays are excellent for protection, wealth, and banishing. So you might want to do the banishing on that Tuesday. Wednesdays are for communication, travel, and releasing fear. Thursdays are for fostering love, oaths, and harvest. Fridays are best for harmony, friendship, and fertility. Saturdays are for freedom, building, and gift giving. So maybe each day of the week you can dedicate a day to working with those energies and working it in with your bathing in the river or your ritual bath, and surrendering those uh, negative energies, the restless night, the curse breaking citrus. You could even put some lavender in your bath before you go to bed on one of the nights. Um, that's for self-care, love. That could be for Thursday or even Tuesday, because lavender is great for protection and wealth. So whatever works best for you, work with the energies. The energies are very flexible, but when you do so mindfully, it makes it more potent. So let's get you 3 more cards from Secrets of the Witch to conclude your reading. And we have for you the Silver Witch. The witch has plaited her silver locks with spells to send you wisdom and knowledge. Today, revive an interest and know you're learning and enhanced by the silver sagacity of this wise witch. So that is very powerful. Receiving wisdom from the silver witch, that her silver hair would be her silver gray hair of wisdom. It would be like the crone. So maybe tune in with the crone aspect of the witch would be the dark moon. And that's also a great time for banishing any negativity you wish to banish. The full moon, of course, especially this Scorpio full moon, the flower moon, great day on Beltane, fill it with love and joy. Next, we have the witch's apprentice. The witch says it's time to learn something magical. She will send you signs of what you need to study. Something challenging, mystical, and very exciting is about to happen. And we do have this Page of Wands, which is beginning an exciting new journey with that Chariot card. And we have the Chariot card coming up twice. So I do feel like that there is a learning experience here. And that which didn't work out so well for you, well, that's a learning experience. And that's what you surrender and let go. And then you can rebuild with greater wisdom. And finally, we have craft the spell, the resourcefulness for the weekday wisdom. Okay, so magic is the witch's craft. It is to be created, felt, nurtured, and grown through embodied experience. She sends you the commitment to work your magic, begin to express yourself in enchanted ways, and that is beautiful. With the Empress on the Judgment card or the Karma card, I do feel like that you are receiving some, after you cleanse yourself of this negative energy, you are then opening yourself up to receive new growth, some positive karma coming your way, and you're preparing yourself to receive that beautiful karma and growth and manifestations coming your way. So I'm going to end your reading here, Pile 2. I hope that you found this helpful and inspiring. And may you have a blessed Beltane. Take care and blessed be, my friends. Hello, Pile 3. If you were drawn to the aquamarine organite pyramid, welcome to your reading. We're going to begin with your oracle cards, and then we'll dive deeper in your reading with some tarot, and then we'll draw some more oracle cards. So we begin with the falling moon, release blocks. Next, we have brave with mental health, and number 16. Or I'm sorry, it says Bavi. So mental health, and of course, releasing blocks is good for your mental health. Your Beltane card, we have boundaries with number 3. So boundaries are sewn into the parts of who you are, for they are not to be crossed. Okay, so maybe those are the blocks that you need to release. And for your own mental health, establish your boundaries. Stand your ground. Speak your truth. Clear out the stuff that is cluttering up your mind. And then with the witching hour, we have the solitary witch. Heal yourself first. Okay, I feel like that this has to do with the boundaries, setting up protective boundaries to protect yourself. And maybe being a solitary witch is the way to go, and releasing those blocks because they're your blocks, they're nobody else's blocks. And maybe there are other people that have been crossing your boundaries or have been putting their work on you, and it's causing you some mental clutter. And this can have to do with the workplace or your personal space, however that resonates with you. And then your intuitive whispers, we have 13. Become your own priority. Okay, so I do feel like your reading is all about you, pile 3, taking care of yourself. And we do have Mercury conjuncting Chiron on May 1st with this Scorpio full moon, the flower moon, on Beltane. So very, very powerful Beltane, along with even more powerful full moon, because these two things are occurring together, making it more powerful. Beltane is about fertility and growth and preparing. And the full moon is about completion. And here we have a full moon, and it's like the setting moon. So it's about releasing those blocks, clearing the space so that you can set clear boundaries, and setting some time aside for yourself, making yourself your own priority. And it could be for the benefit of your mental health. Okay, let's dive deeper into this reading with the tarot. I am using the Witch's Tarot for this reading. And as I said in the introduction, we have Mercury conjuncting with Chiron, but we also, and that's in Aries, and that's all about taking care of yourself. And Mercury is about messages, Chiron's about your care, Aries about the self. And Mercury is going to be visiting Mars, what actions you can take. Mars will also visit Neptune, your dreams, maybe receiving messages through your dreams, and Saturn, how to organize and set up those boundaries, how can you make yourself your own priority for your own good. Maybe organizing a schedule or your sacred space for your solitary witch, for your meditation, for your journaling, whatever, burning a candle, whatever feels right for you. And you might want to experiment with different things as you experiment with being a solitary witch. I myself enjoy being a solitary witch. It makes everything so much easier for me, because you know when I've been involved in groups in the area where I currently live, it just seems like that all the responsibility of doing the ritual, calling in the circle, setting up and cleaning up was all dumped on me. And nobody really wanted to participate. And it's like, a circle is about participation. Now, when I lived in New York, I had a wonderful group. Everyone participated. Everybody brought something to the circle, and everyone participated. And, that just goes to show, the difference between New York and Colorado. So I enjoy being a solitary witch. So let's look at your tarot. We have the Hermit. Okay. Confirmation on this is all about you shining your own light, learning, this is you shining your wisdom to the world. And to me, the hermit is like the watchtower. He's the wise man in the mountain where people climb up to seek his advice. But within the lantern is his soul light. It is his soul light that guides him through the dark night of the soul, which the hermit does represent. And this is, I feel like, encouraging you to enjoy your own company. And look, you'll have a much clearer view and a broader view of that which is around you. Okay, next we have the Death card. Okay, now the Death card is about transformation and change. And of course, that path is for you alone. Each of us experience this alone. And it's about transformation. Next, we have the Ten of Cups. Okay, this is about the happy life, your dreams coming true and bringing those dreams to the ground. And I feel like that is speaking to that Neptune Saturn, because Neptune is about your dreams and Saturn is about grounding it into reality. And we have Mercury bringing those messages through taking care of yourself and taking action with Mars, and Mercury's going to get that energy from Mars to communicate to you what actions are going to be best for you, to bringing your dreams to the world. This is like heaven on earth. How are you going to bring that? But I do feel like that the Death card is about releasing those blocks, clearing them away. And I feel like the Hermit is about you setting your boundaries, being your own solitary witch, and becoming your own priority. This Death could also be releasing yourself of toxic situations, toxic people that, just take up that mental space for your own mental health. You're clearing that out. Next, we have the Knight of Wands. This is about synchronicities. And I do feel like Mercury is going to be bringing you some synchronicities where you will be at the right place at the right time. Okay, then we have the Ace of Wands. Beautiful. This is that spark of energy, of inspiration, the dawning of a new day, a new beginning, because all the aces do represent a new beginning. And the new beginning is about becoming your own priority. And I feel like that part of this mental health is bringing your heaven to earth. But I do feel like you need to go through this dark night of the soul, because the Hermit does represent the dark night of the soul, that death, letting that which no longer serves you, releasing those blocks, and then clearing your mind, allowing your dreams to flow through your mind. What is it that you want to bring and manifest on earth? And the Knight of Wands, all the knights are instigators of change. And the Knight of Wands is about synchronicities. And there's a new beginning here for you. And look, we also have a butterfly here, which also represents transformation. Okay, let's get some clarifying cards here for you. Okay, this card dropped out. It's the Sun. Okay, and that's on the Hermit. So a lot of people see what is, it's the star that's in his lantern. Well, the Sun is a star. And I feel like that your sun, your star, you've been keeping it in this little lantern, and now it's time to relax, have your day in the sun, have fun. Here we have Maiden, Mother, and Crone dancing in a circle of sunflowers. sunflowers turn to face the sun. It also represents abundance as well. And I do feel like that this is asking you to learn to enjoy your own company. Me, myself, and I, because we all go through the phases of maiden, mother, crone, regardless of your gender or how you associate. Okay, then Spirit just dropped this card out too. It's the Nine of Cups on the Death card. Being content with what you're letting go. And I feel like that releasing those blocks is bringing you contentment so that you can focus on the 10 of Cups, because we have this progression of 9 of Cups to the 10 of Cups. Dreaming as if it's already here. Okay, and then on the 10 of Cups, we have the Queen of Pentacles. I love this, especially on the 10 of Cups, because she is grounding that. This is Capricorn energy. And as I had mentioned, Mercury is going to be visiting Saturn. Saturn is the ruling planet of Capricorn. She is very resourceful. She's connected with her community. And this is going to help you to connect with community as well as building your wealth and prosperity. On the Knight of Wands, we have the High Priestess. I love it. Tuning into your intuition. I feel like that you are going to be receiving intuitive messages that are going to help ground you. Synchronicities, inspirations, those divine messages. And that's because you've released these blocks, you've cleared your mind, you've set your boundaries, you're making yourself your own priority by being your own solitary witch to heal yourself first. And then on the Ace of Wands, we have the Lovers. Okay, I like this card because this can be the beginning of a new relationship, but I'm seeing this more as an integration, especially with this Ace of Wands, of your feminine and masculine divine energies. Because regardless of your gender or your orientation, we each have divine feminine, divine masculine energies. And with this Ace of Wands, I feel like that there's this hermetic integration of the divine feminine and masculinity coming in. Okay, let's get you some spell cards, some everyday spell cards, because we not only have Beltane, but we have the Scorpio full moon, and Scorpio rules the death card here. So transformation, bringing those messages from your ancestors. That could be what the Knight of Wands and the High Priestess is about. Bringing in those, and some of that releasing the blocks could be clearing out ancestral karma as well. So full moons are a great time for manifesting completions. As the full moon comes into completion, and it is when the sun and moon conjunct that we have this full moon, flower moon, blooming in the sky. And I also feel like with this Hermit card and the Sun card, bringing the light, because the sun and moon are conjunct, and bringing the sun into the dark night of the soul to illuminate and enlighten you, because that full moon is illuminating what you need to focus on. And we have resourcefulness. And this is perfect for that Queen of Pentacles, especially on that Ten of Cups. And we have beat the heat. When it's too hot for tea, ice pops are the perfect way to make edible magic. Try these simple concoctions: basil and blueberries for protection, mint and raspberries to invite sweetness, apples and honey to foster love. Mix the magical ingredients with a juice or liquid base. Pour the popsicle molds or ice cube trays and add popsicle sticks to freeze and enjoy. You can also make these fruity ice cubes to add to your iced tea. And or you can make smoothie pops. Do what feels right for you. Be resourceful, use what you have, and look, next we have self-care. Your reading is all about self-care, and this resourcefulness is about making healthy snacks for yourself to keep yourself cool. Okay, we have a sweet dreams. Bless yourself with restful sleep. Open the shutters or step outside so you can sit in the moonlight. Speak to the moon and ask her to watch over you as you rest. Moon above, ruler of night, help me sleep in your quiet light. Peaceful sleep, come to me, relax my body, and let thoughts roam free. Now, of course, on Beltane evening, the night before Beltane, which would be April 30th, is usually when the Beltane fires, the bonfires are lit. And people are dancing around the bonfires all night long. And then the following day, you're dancing around the maypole and enjoying yourself. Okay, and then we have cleanse. Aura cleansing shower. Use your shower to cleanse your aura. Also, great way to release those blocks and set up boundaries. So use your shower to cleanse your aura and bring back equilibrium to your mental health. For everyday use, you can simply imagine the water washing away the energies that may have attached to you. And here we have the Ten of Cups, which could represent the water because it's the water element pouring down on you, cleansing you. Okay, so washing away the energies that may have attached to you. We all pick up energy, positive and negative, everywhere we go. On days when you need an extra boost to cut through the fog of excess energy, drop a sachet of sea salt, rosemary, and mint into your shower. Not only are these ingredients associated with banishing, but it will smell divine. And you can put that in a little linen bag and hang it on your shower head so that the shower can wash through that your shower bag that's full of salts and herbs. That way there you're getting the benefits of the salts and the smelling herbs, and the herbs aren't going to be floating around in your tub. So, or your shower. So let's get you 3 cards from Secrets of the Witch. And she dropped this card out, Secrets of the Mirror. The witch is gazing into her scrying mirror. Within you, she sees a dancing flame of love. Purifying your heart, connect with your inner fire today, and feel your heart open in joy. And I think that's interesting because I was just reading about scrying mirrors and how in the days of old they would actually use obsidian glass for their scrying mirrors. And obsidian is, it's like the dark night of the soul, the hermit card, and then the sun, where what's illuminated in the mirror is what you need to see reflected to you. You can also use an obsidian crystal ball, or you can make your own black scrying mirror. There are recipes that you can do that with. Next, we have natural magic. Nature is the witch's path, her passion, her source of power. From the natural world, she sends you her wisdom, patience, timing, the art of change, love, growth, and release. Blessed be. So here we have a lot of wisdom mentioned in the witch's secret, and the hermit does represent wisdom, as does the solitary witch. And finally, we have you are a witch. Within you is your witchy essence. The witch wants you to know you have powers that have lain dormant for centuries. You, bright soul, are a witch, nature's magical and most sacred child. Rise. I love it. This is a very positive reading, pile 3, about taking care of yourself, making yourself your own priority, setting up your boundaries, clearing out the mental clutter, releasing that which has been holding you back, situations, toxic people, toxic energies, just, and you have ways to do that, especially with this aura cleansing shower, also, which will help you promote sweet dreams, and having a nice smoothie or some frozen smoothie cubes that or liquid that you can put in your tea to help flavor it. So I'm going to end your reading here, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed it. Please have a happy Beltane and happy flower full moon. And until next time, take care and blessed be, my friends.